Alright, let's get the audio mix just a little bit. There is something I need to fix.
Under the pressures of a life and it tough. No stay down, mama, time pick it up. No bother with the down, full style, strictly up, full vibes. Now pick it up when the bills, them, the rent and the mortgage due. Yeah.
Alright. How's it going, everybody? Probably get some lights. It's been a wild day today, man. Not necessarily that, it's been wild events at work. I want to talk about it, but why can't everybody just run around and operate with integrity? Everybody's got to cheat. And the sad part about it is we have to watch, not necessarily innocent, but young good people follow the path. It's gnarly, dude. Hopefully they learn their lesson. They don't repeat it because they are young. They still have a chance. Start fucking around with stuff like that, you ain't gonna have a future. This music is rocking. I really like this song. I heard it today. Just this is another certified lap banger. That was a shorted dead slide. My bad. Late. On the money. On the money. Late. Man, I got my settings down for strafing like really fucking good. It feels too slow. Yeah, buddy, broke the 70 barrier there. The other thing to note, I didn't have any lag while going in on this one. This is another good one. I really wish I could get Amazing and Caleb Hams on fucking Titanfall. Let me dispel all the problems with that though. It is an arm and a leg to get Amazing to swap games sometimes. The guy who has the fastest internet in the planet he could download that game in probably 5 minutes, and we'd be back to playing Titanfall like we did. But he won't admit it. He was not as hardcore with Titanfall 2 as he was with Titanfall 1. Titanfall 1 was his jam. It was my jam too. We were listening to Rap God by Eminem, just slaughtering enemy teams. It was also one of the few games, he did it in Titanfall 2. I don't want to take that away from him. But it's one of the few games where we were literally neck and neck. We would literally go into games and we would come out and there'd be some games where he would fucking decimate. Primarily, he doesn't realize this, but he was MVP for Last Titan Standing. I understand maybe I got, you know, more of the MVP percentage, I've got more of the kill death ratio, whatever, I've got the stats. But that guy was an artist with Last Titan Standing. We pulled out so much fucking shenanigans between the two of us, and half of it was fucking his idea. The other half of it was just, honestly, just textbook shooter rules. But, I mean, like, honestly, dude, he was the guy that came up with the plan where on, I don't think it was Nexus, but it might have been Nexus. It had a whole bunch of zip lines that converged into the central point. And he figured out that if you were on top of one of the pillars that didn't have the zip line to it, that he could actually just right drop his Titan on it, move it aside, I could drop my Titan on it, and now we're two Titans sitting on top of this thing. And it's like, okay, so what, you just shoot everybody at the top of it? No, that's the beauty of it. It was a really bad position to shoot everybody, but a really good position to hold two Titans and say, hey, try your best to come kill us. The only way to get up here is if you're a pilot and you come up here and try to 1v2 Titans and you're gonna get fucking slaughtered. Or you somehow get your Titan in the vicinity to attack us on top of this thing, but we have the defensive pieces to be able to hold you off while the second one shoots. So it was just this perpetual nastiness of like, you can't dislodge us at the top of this. The actual better thing to do would be to leave us alone. If you left us alone over there and fought on the other 2/3 of the map, you'd literally just basically cut out. It would be a 4v6. But nobody would do that, because the second we killed you the first time, you're sitting there going, oh shit, I gotta go kill these fuckers. They're up top of this thing and the fuck out of our spawn. And it's just like, you can't kill me that easy. I can kill you that easy. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. We did so much fucking mind-boggling shenanigans with fucking tactics and stuff like that. I remember I would actually primarily ride on the back of Mazing's Titan and do more of the damage that way than I would trying to go for a perfect game with just my own two hands. Which I was proficient at doing perfect games. We were proficient at doing perfect games. It was rather easy. All I had to do was just not run in and just kind of just play it relaxed. Maybe get a few kills from pilots here and there. You really didn't have to rush it. You didn't really need to rush the AI. And then eventually you would get your Titan, and then you just call on the Titan and you play not necessarily ultra conservative, but violently conservative. You know, like, hey, if it's free, take the points. If it's not free, get out of dodge. No risk. And at the end of the game, you'd find that you had, you know, over 100 points, probably MVP because you never died. Everybody else that died, not calling them losers or nothing, but you know, when you die 10 times and you have to spend 10 seconds respawning every time, that's a minute of gameplay you missed killing people. And I had downtime the entire time in a Titan. That's nothing but free earned points. So, case in point, there was a game. I know I've got the scoreboard, I think, somewhere or whatever, but me and Mazing, we were in a Titanfall 1 game and it was 2v6. And we went out there, we blitzed the first kill, and we ran all the way to the other side of the map, and we hid inside of a spot that people usually like never even fight at, let alone not even know exists. And it's really funny, the map is so big. I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one with the buildings out over in the water, and it's just a lot of shallow water everywhere and stuff like that or whatever, and it's really tropically beautiful. It's actually a really, really beautiful map. But anyways, it's got a whole other side with like a cave and two ships with an interior, a slight interior or whatever, and nobody uses that half of the map. So it's just like we blitzed, we got a kill, and we immediately beeline from one of the ship interiors or whatever, and we hold up in there. And we listened and heard them basically lose their fucking minds. They called us names or whatever, but I don't know what to tell you, dude. Me Amazing beat an entire team of 6, just the 2 of us. In the fucking dumbest, cheesiest, stupidest way ever. It was fucking gnarly because there was nothing they could do about it. You got beaten by 2 dudes because you couldn't play hide and seek well enough. It's kind of funny. But Amazing was really good at Last Titan Standing. He had the tactics. It's demonstrable in fucking Apex, where he's just out there coming up the plans. He knows where 4 squads are. Like, honestly, dude, I make fun of Randy's for being a fucking Labrador Retriever, but when it comes to map awareness, I have some, but Amazing takes the cake, dog. He'll remember where the last 8 squads were on the fucking map, and he'll put 2 and 2 together for their rotation. That's a little bit beyond me. I've got the instincts to know, like, hey man, this place is bad juju, but he has the knowledge. And that's where the team comes together for Pizza Squad. People don't realize I've got the instincts, but Amazing has the knowledge. Like, fucking unreal. And then you add in Caleb. And now I'm gonna fucking razz on Caleb. He's fucking busy playing Final Fantasy 14 and fucking shit, but it's like, man, dude, for a guy that obsessed over technical skill in Apex and has, in my opinion, mastered Apex. Like, I get it. There are people out there that have perfect aim and stuff like that or whatever. Me and Amazing are both on the same page. Those people cheat. Layers of cheating. Zim input, so you don't have to worry about recoil. That's just still cheating. And I'm pretty sure, hands down, your favorite streamer uses one. Like, not trying to diss them. It's just I run into them day in and day out. We literally had a guy that we pointed out. It was like an enemy team. We killed the dude, and it was like, yeah, so those guys are cheating. And the one dude was like, those guys, there's cheaters in pubs? Like, hello? Open your eyes. Like, that person was literally doming from across the map consistently, rapidly. Like, he two-shotted you with a Peacekeeper. Or a repeater, which is, like, from a distance, that's some pretty lucky or some really good fucking skill shit, because I'm telling you. So, but he didn't believe me, so it's like, okay, let's watch the evidence as the Wraith and the other person fucking push. They're a 2-man team. And if they have the knowledge to know that they are 2v3ing right now, an active hot three-man zone from a team that just wiped your dude. And they try to go back in, and the same fucking thing. One of us almost it was me. I almost got put down. Because I got fucking 1, 2, 3, and it's like, yeah, it's like, dude, you do not have that kind of aim. That's unreal. Like, maybe you're not aim snapping, but you're definitely using a Zim to be able to consistently hit those. Like, just saying, dude. And, further pointing on the evidence, why would they try to come back in 2v3 if they didn't know they had the edge? Like, I hate to say it, smart players know when they're outmatched 2v3, it takes some serious setup and ambushing power to be able to 2v3, or you have to be playing against potatoes. And I'm sorry, but if you know that you just lost your third and you were not potatoes, there's no reason for you to try to push a 2v3 fight unless you somehow know you have the edge in the fight, which indicates you're cheating. I don't know how else to put it. And so this person and their other teammate, they came in and they lost another person. And of course, the person who's cheating is the Wraith, and they get away. And it's like, okay, there's only 2 directions that they can go. it's either this way, which runs into another team. So their only other option is to go outside of ring, go all the way around, and go down this direction, which, I'm sorry, I'm too smart. I'm already heading you off as Octane. And so they know that, and so they decide to hit the jump thing, but here's the icing on the cake. They quit halfway through the jump. And at first we were like, they knew that we were gonna get him. No, Mazing jumped that jump and went over there, and it got immediately slaughtered by a squad that was sitting waiting. So having that is like, okay, even more proof this guy is cheating, and he's got more than just a Zim because he quit halfway through the air. I'm sorry, Mazing described that team. That team was not sitting out in the open. That team was an ambush. Like, he didn't see that coming. Like, they are the ones that were prepared to 2v3, like in an ambush style fight. So the fact that we got ambushed by that and the guy quit midair means he had some serious cheats going on and knew where people were, and he knew he was fucked in midair. Like, and maybe he doesn't have serious cheats. Maybe some idiot on that team got caught out in the open and you seen him and that's why he quit midair. But nah, dude. There was nothing legitimate about that player. And it's rather interesting when you can break it down like that to people, and it's just like, yeah, you don't understand. A lot of people are cheating. Not the full-blown cheat package where they've got, wall hacks, small scans, perfect aim, snap aim, stuff like that. No, that stuff gets you banned. No, they've figured out how to get around through the Zims. I know that they banned, but I mean, like, honestly, they banned the aftermarkets and stuff like that to be able to do macros and stuff like that off of Steam Play. There's easy workarounds for all that shit. So, I mean, like, controller players tap strafing was kind of just before the line of cheating, just because, I mean, like, it's complicated. I guess I technically consider it cheating because, I mean, like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. But I mean, like, in a technical sense, on a skill level basis, I'm sorry, but you see me, flopping around and stuff like that. If I swapped it mouse and keyboard right now, I'm not the best at it, but you should be able to tap strafe. Alright? That was a tap strafe. It was that fucking easy. Alright? I don't play mouse and keyboard on this game ever. Alright? I have been playing, this game for 10 fucking years. Not like this one per se, technically 2016 going into 2024, but yeah, son, almost a fucking decade. I've got almost a decade of fucking strafe work under my belt. Like, half the time I say I don't need tap strafing. Alright? Because I'm just that fucking good. Alright? But from a skill technical standpoint, as a controller player, I know the inputs required to be able to tap strafe. And you not allowing me to use that under my skill belt because I'm using a different peripheral than somebody else is stupid. And that's the only reason why I don't consider it cheating. And then the other half of the argument is, but you already get aim assist. I don't care. The age-old argument, or the aged argument of, I have aim assist to be able to combat your tap strafing. Well, I'm sorry, the aim assist doesn't work that well, so it's kind of a moot point in my opinion. You should give controller players the ability to tap strafe, understanding that is probably actually impossible. Like, you would literally fuck up my entire decade's worth of practice of strafing and all that, because the second you added lurch to controllers, now all of a sudden, the second that I go to try to do that, which is just, a simple, just a simple strafe, just these move back and forths, the second that we do that, the second that I go do a side input, I'm now doing this. So that means if they gave controller lurch, that means whenever I try to do something, I'm gonna double jump to the side, or I'm gonna lurch to the side every time, just like that. There won't be any strafing. Alright? It'll be actually be rather kind of difficult because I'd have to wait a half second in order for the lurch to fucking end. So I'd have to wait and then strafe. I wouldn't be able to strafe off a wall. And the reason why I wouldn't be able to is because I don't have the opposite key to be able to negate the movement input, because that's how they pull that off on keyboard. Is they hold both left and right and they do a pull off. So, but I mean, like, that's at the low level bottom end, dude. Up next you've got zoomies, which, I mean, don't even get me started. A person with a mouse that has no zim is able to put single power shots consistently on the same dot over and over again. And then you give that to somebody with a controller, now they've got aim assist without recoil. That's cheating. Straight up. That's fucking cheating, dog. So. It's cheating. But for someone like Caleb, going back to that point, someone like Caleb who has reached to the highest points of fucking skill, to the point where I think he's probably one of the best. I know he's got some wrist issues and stuff like that or whatever, but Caleb was probably like equal on terms of me with skill. He was able to get some grapples that I was having some issues with. Which speaks lots of volumes about that. I am quite skilled at grapple. So the fact that he was able to do some things like that or whatever, and the fact that he was even interested in that, baffles my mind that he won't make a comfortable switch over to Titanfall. Like, dude, if you want to continue the skill ceiling, you're gonna play Titanfall. And I know that it's going to be hard to find people with high levels of skill ceiling to compete against or whatever. They're out there and stuff like that. But I mean, like, gosh, man. If either Amazing or Caleb could fucking at least pick up the gauntlet and, I don't know, give me a run for my money, give me a reason to get faster and get better. Because right now, like, I'm kind of lazy with it. The only thing that I can do to get better faster is literally either be perfect or pick up mouse and keyboard and start learning mouse and keyboard tricks, because that's the only way I'm going to get faster is with tap strafing. So. .78 kilometers is about the fastest I could get. It's okay though. Honestly, I just want to see Caleb play the Titanfall campaign. That would be really fucking sweet. I just want him to have the knowledge of how fun that campaign was. And then I want him to see the bomb runs and know, holy shit, you could do that? Like, yeah, dude. You want to talk about the most satisfying movement tech ever? There's a reason why I run gauntlet laps every day of just about. Like, I'm gonna get my pilot certification, dog. They're gonna be like, how many hours of flight time do you have? And I'm gonna pull up the statistics in Titanfall, and I'm gonna say, about 80% of the time is spent in the air. And they're gonna be like, what's your flight time? And I'm gonna be like, 868,000 kilometers. Or some crazy shit. I guess I'll have this song finish up. We'll smoke a bong hit. See if we've got any audio or video issues. Hopefully the quality's still there. One of the things I do pride myself with is that I've actually got decent streamer quality. Decent audio quality. Maybe not the best. I need to get some sound pads and shit like that or whatever. That way I can actually have my fan on without the echo going off and it being, you know... Alright. We'll actually listen to that one song at the beginning one more time. just because it's new to me. If they're making Titanfall 3, they better do it really fucking good, man, because I already feel like the energy is going to be taken out of me. They're going to release Titanfall 3 and I'm going to play it and I'm going to be like, this is just a shitty fucking Apex of Titans. That's the last thing I fucking want, dude. I really need a fleshed out, nailed out Titanfall. Alright? I need a Titanfall campaign that is as good as Titanfall 2. Short, sweet, to the point. Yeah, a lot of cliches or whatever, but they did it right. They did it, the execution was there. It was perfect. I need the multiplayer fleshed out like Titanfall 1. There was so many, like, not necessarily scripted events, but you'd run into a building and you'd have 3 of your grunts fighting 2 enemy specters, and it's like, if you don't do nothing, it's a 50-50 who comes out and wins. You're supposed to do the thing and save them. You know? All the voice lines coming from the grunts. Tax X, my whole team is dead. My whole team is dead. Requesting backup. And you smack him in the middle of the thing and you just fucking... I love it, dude. I loved it. It made me feel like an absolute fucking badass on the fucking field. The burn cards. The burn cards changed the name of the game. Like, you want to talk about Labrador Retriever fucking status? Hold up. Let me hit this shit, son. We're going to talk about this. Let me break this down. People need to understand burn cards. Everybody was like, oh no, the enemy team is using overpowered burn cards. I get it, I don't care. Like, an entire full 6-squad pre-made man team using instant drop-in Titans, 3 of them? You're not gonna win that game. Like, I kinda get that. But, let's break it down. Without burn cards, Titanfall 2, you have your loadout, your Titan, and the only tactic you have is your opening move, which is either conservative, to try to pick somebody off that's being aggressive. You're either grabbing a positional, which is basically the same thing, but you're grabbing a position and you're picking. You're either being sneaky and you're taking out AI forces and trying to gank, or you're a blitzer. You are blitzing head first straight into the enemy. Forward base Kodai, I do the grapple, and it's 50-50. If I get there fast enough, I'm getting a triple kill. If I'm not getting there fast enough, or some other dude beats me up to the top, I'm getting killed. It's straightforward. It's more cookie cutter, which some people I guess like, but I don't like that. I like the randomness to it. Like, listen, when you added burn cards, I'm gonna go permanently invisible, and I'm gonna do this and be an absolute menace. I'm gonna have the Spectre Wi-Fi hack, and I'm gonna go around and I'm going to just amass an entire Spectre army. And I'm gonna be impossible to pick out, and just, I mean, like, there was things you could do. You could do things because it was cards, and you used them after you died. It was almost the play as if, oh, because you did this, now I'm gonna do this. And so there was, you know, luck of the roll of the dice or whatever, which is random. But I mean, like, straight up. There could have been. There's plenty of ideas for fixes. All right, you could literally have. You can preview other people's cards. So if you know people are coming in, you know, a 6 pre-made team of Titans are being assholes. Like, I don't want to listen to this again. If they're being assholes, you actually have a way that you can respond. Like, you know, if you had the visual of what they were using. You know? The other thing that I said is that you had to have a deck of cards and what you pulled was random. Like, that was what I think the better solution was. Because then it was RNG for your burn cards. And while some people might be like, RNG is bad, I think the RNG portion of it is a really good solution, because the way Titanfall 1 worked with the challenges, so in order for you to prestige, basically, in order for you to gen up, get to the next gen, you had to complete challenges. So, but the challenges were actually specific to each tier of generation. So, tier 1 generation, you had to do, for example, an assortment of assault rifle kills. You had to get a goose with a specific weapon. You had to kill some stuff with a specific Titan weapon, and do a couple of different, you know, interesting shenanigans. And once you completed all those tests, or quest challenges or whatever, you could then generation up once you max level. And then when you got to generation 2, it wasn't the same challenges. It was a different weapon, so you had to use a different weapon, different Titan weapon or whatever and stuff like that, different sidearm, different abilities or Titan weapons and stuff like that, different things to do. I remember at one point it was like, dude, you're telling me in order to get out of generation 6, I gotta use the DMR sniper rifle, which is considered to be a garbage ass weapon? And what that did to the game lobby was, not everybody, but people that were trying to get their gen up, it spaced out people that were using specific weapons. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, god damn it, why is there some dude trying to use the fucking DMR? Because he's trying to finish his fucking Gen 6 quests. That's why he's using that. And he's able to bring out things like permanent invisibility, or, you know, just, you know, better see-through wall hacks, or just, he's able to sit there and look at his burn cards and theorize ways that he's able to complete these challenges in unique and awesome ways. With the strategy. That's the whole point. Maybe not that it was, you know, they shifted over to Titanfall 2, which was basically cookie cutter, rock, paper, scissors. It was like, okay, if I do this, this beats this, but loses to this. So if the opponent uses this, I've got to use this. And then if the opponent starts using this, I got to switch to this. So it really just turned into, you know, just if you actually, on a whim, was able to switch out what you were using to counter what the enemy was using, and basically do the anti-play. You've got guys that are being absolutely aggressive and they're beating you in a high-speed fight. Go take a long-distance position and snipe them in change positions. And honestly, you know, you kill them twice from the same position, and then you change positions, and then you line it with explosives. I've seen people do dumb and funny shit, and it works when it works, dude. Like, it's some crazy shit. But Titanfall 1, they gave you the burn cards to be able to come up with some wild shit, and actually just like, yo, we're gonna do this. Some things weren't even that powerful. They were out of convenience. You got a ping whenever somebody aimed at you or whatever and stuff like that. So you had the Wraith ping, basically. That was a burn card. I don't think people realize that. Like, it is on one hand that I sit there and I say, hey, you know, they're testing out a whole bunch of different abilities and stuff like that, because hopefully it's going to be a part of, you know, Titanfall 3 or whatever and stuff like that, where they've got all that fleshed out. Because, I mean, like, if they had the holo they have now in Apex back in Titanfall 2, ooh, that's a gnarly fucking ability. Especially when one of the boost abilities is multi-holo, and if it were to function exactly how Mirage does, that would be fucking sick. As long as they kept the double grapple. If they needed to buff all the abilities instead of nerfing them, because having two phase shifts was fucking iconic. It was overpowered and annoying, and it allowed people to basically, you know, get out of jail free twice, and it was all but guaranteed that you could escape somebody or whatever. But one of the cool things that I used to do for it was that I could phase into danger, drop a smoke, so like just like all of a sudden phase out, smoke bomb, which is an electric smoke and does damage AoE. So if somebody's camping indoors, I could phase indoors, come out of phase, and I could cook the smoke in phase, pop out of phase, drop the smoke, go back in the phase, and exit the building. And the dude's got to play hot potato inside the fucking room if he's in there. Like, that's what I did with that. I did that. I did stuff like that. I did a few other things where I'd try to re-get on the Titan, but I started getting killed a lot more or whatever, and then I learned a lot of the cool, really hardcore movement type stuff or whatever. It was doing stuff with grapple. And then only have been recently focusing on being able to use stim effectively. Just because now, with the ability to crouch kick, that's a lot harder of an angle I can pull at high speed off a wall.
Trust me, Rifleman. It's always someone faster.
Yeah, his name is Cash Mayo. Amazing likes to brag about shit. I like to wonder about shit. Where am I on the leaderboard? How many other people can do what Cash Mayo does? We've seen one dude on Reddit, I believe, who ended up beating a Cash Mayo record with like an 11 something, and then Cash immediately came out and was like 10-8 bitches. By the way, here's a 10-6 just for good measure. And it's just like he's literally sitting on the best high times just in case somebody beats his record. No reason to come out with a faster record unless somebody beats the previous, right? It's rather funny to me. But I wonder, is there like only like 100 people better than me, faster than me? I think there's more. I think it's more like maybe about 1,000, 10,000. The only reason why I bring it down to 1,000 is because I mean like player count or whatever and stuff like that. I'm very eager to see all of the movement fucking people playing Apex go over to Titanfall. But they need to figure out the Titanfall formula. Because the Titanfall formula is just so addicting. But they need to have full-on quality. They need some options. They need to know that they need to keep the skill ceiling high for the movement tech. Pilots need to be able to outmaneuver Titans. Titans need to be an absolute, unstoppable, destructive force. Whatever, they need to bring back the regenerative shields. They just need to give They just needed to allow damage through to happen or whatever and stuff like that. So it's like eventually you will learn to Titan. Turn around. 61? Man, too slow. Alright. Well, we better see how the audio does. Just turn that up. Okay. Alrighty. Well.